8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Indrani Senanayake. The headlines. The Tambapavani wind power plant complex in Mannar will be opened tomorrow under the patronage of the Prime Minister. The expenditure accounts of the Ministry of Environment and the State Ministry of Forest Resources passed in Parliament. The Indian High Commissioner and the Sri Lankan Minister agree that enhanced cooperation between Sri Lanka and India is crucial for addressing challenges. State Minister Taraka Balasuriya says enhancing cooperation with the European Union is a priority of the government. News from overseas. President Macron says France will sell arms to Egypt irrespective of rights. And in sports news, Gol Gladiators win the Sri Lanka Premier League match against the Colombo Kings by 8 wickets. The Tambapavani wind power plant complex in Mannar will be opened tomorrow under the patronage of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. It is Sri Lanka's first and biggest wind power plant complex. The wind power plant is expected to add 108 megawatts of power to the national grid. The total investment of the project is $140 million. Minister Dallas Alhaperuma said that it has the capacity to produce 600 megawatts of power during the next 10 years. The opening ceremony will be broadcast live over SLBC's City FM service from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. tomorrow. The expenditure account of the Ministry of Environment, Wildlife and Forest Conservation and the expenditure account of the State Ministry of Protective Measures, Reforesting and Forest Resources were passed in Parliament today. In his reply speech, State Minister Wimalavira Disanayake said that a program to introduce a sustainable solution to the human-elephant conflict has been launched. Taking part in the committee state budget debate, MP Anura Kumara Disanayake said that the Central Hills is facing a major danger. MP Nimal Piyathissa said that there are several environmental challenges facing the world. He said that the conflict should face the challenge of decreasing rainforests. Taking part in the debate, MP Ranjit Madhuma Bandara said it was not suitable to hand over forests, which were under the Forest Conservation Department, to district secretaries. He said that sand mining permits should be cancelled. State Minister Sashindra Rajapaksa said that the government takes strict decisions to protect the environment and there is no politics in that. He pointed out that the cultivations are done on the land suitable for such activities without damaging the environment. He added that everyone should be encouraged to protect the environment. Minister S.M. Chandrasena said that a scientific solution should be found to the human-elephant conflict. He pointed out the need to establish elephant conservation centres. Taking part in the debate, MP Nalin Bandara said that when building a road through the Singharaja forests, the correct environment evaluation should be obtained. The High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Gopal Bagle, met Minister of Foreign Relations Dinesh Gunawardena and the Minister of Fisheries Douglas Devananda at the Ministry of Foreign Relations today. The High Commissioner thanked the government of Sri Lanka for organising the 4th NSA-level trilateral meeting on maritime security held in Colombo on the 28th of November. The High Commissioner said the minister agreed that enhanced cooperation among various countries, particularly Sri Lanka and India, is crucial for addressing challenges like terrorism, radicalization, organized crime, drug trafficking, and many more in the region. The High Commissioner responded positively to the request for the Government of India to assist in arranging repatriation of about 1,500 Sri Lankans stranded, mostly in South India, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The High Commissioner appreciated the ongoing cooperation between the relevant authorities of the two countries on matters related to fishermen. He stressed the need to continue to deal with the matters related to the fishermen and their boats in a humanitarian manner in accordance with the existing understandings. The High Commissioner highlighted concrete steps taken by both the Government of India and the State Government of Tamil Nadu in addressing all dimensions of the issue and specifically underlined the Government of India's ongoing measures to support and encourage Indian fishermen to practice deep-sea fishing. On the proposal for joint management of the Pork Bay and the Gulf of Mannar by Fisheries Minister Douglas Devananda, the High Commissioner said that the ongoing elements in the proposal needed to be examined in greater detail. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus Ladies Only, protecting you who drives our nation forward.
We continue with local news. State Minister of Regional Cooperation, Tharaka Balasuriya, delivering the keynote address at the virtual conference promoting Sri Lanka's interest in the maritime domain, strengthening cooperation with the European Union, reiterated that Sri Lanka's maritime domain is a vital component that can unleash Sri Lanka's growth potential and achieve the priority areas outlined in President Gotabaya Rajapaksha's manifesto, Vistas of Prosperity and Splendor. Addressing the conference, State Minister Balasuriya further stated that in relation to economic and political ties, enhancing cooperation with the European Union is a priority of the government. Foreign Secretary Admiral Professor Jayantha Columbage, delivering the introductory remarks, underscored the need for a new economic outlook that could help capitalize on ocean resources. This vital conference was hosted by the Lakshman Kadirgamar Institute of International Relations and Strategic Studies in collaboration with the Foreign Ministry of Sri Lanka and the delegation of the European Union to Sri Lanka. Ambassador of the delegation of the European Union to Sri Lanka, Denis Chaibi, delivering the opening remarks, stated that countries that foster regional cooperation and integration have a greater chance of convincing the international community that they do not have to choose one power over another. He assured that the EU is ready to extend its expertise to support Sri Lanka in its sustainable development, including maritime trade and regional cooperation initiatives. Commenting on Sri Lanka, Director General of Europe and Central Asia, EU and Commonwealth of the Foreign Ministry, Dhammika Semasinghe, stated that the European Union is an important and long-standing trade and development partner to Sri Lanka and is Sri Lanka's second largest trading partner. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksha said in Parliament today that the new project Vadasamaga Yali Gamata, which identifies the real needs and priorities of the country's rural people, will be launched on the 14th of this month. The Prime Minister, while presiding over the consultative committee of the Ministry of Finance, emphasized that political authorities should identify the real needs of the people in the rural and semi-urban areas and launch the project. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksha said in response to a proposal made by MP Professor Ranjit Bandara that priority should be given to the vital needs of the people. Minister Gamini Lokoge said that the Ministry of Finance should provide assistance as soon as possible as the tourism industry in the country is facing difficulties due to the current COVID pandemic situation. Responding to a question raised by MP Jagat Kumara regarding pension anomalies, Secretary to the Ministry of Finance S.R. Artigala said that the government spends 1.1 trillion rupees on salaries and pensions alone. According to the budget proposal, 50,000 new graduates will be recruited to the public service and 100,000 youths for the salary of 35,000 rupees from low-income families are also being recruited and their salaries should be added to this. MP Anupa Pascal said legal action will be taken if there is forest destruction in the country. MP Mohammed Musabil requested the relevant authorities to take strict action against releasing heavy metals into the Mahaveli and Kalani rivers. Minister Mahinda Amarveera said in Parliament today that measures will be taken to protect the environment when the country is being developed. He said that the relevant measures have been mentioned in the vistas of the Prosperity Manifesto. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Every morning, my drive is not just to work. I'm driving my nation's progress.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus Ladies Only. An exclusive motor insurance designed for you. Up to 75,000 rupees worth instant claim settlements within 3 working hours. Call and move facility. 24/7 roadside assistance. And accommodation cost reimbursements at an accident. Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus Ladies Only. Protecting you who drives our nation forward.
Only from Sri Lanka Insurance.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Ministry of Health says that 326 new corona patients were reported today. They are contacts of the Dulapitiya, Palagoda and prison COVID clusters. 154 of them are contacts of the prison cluster. The total number of infected persons of the Dulapitiya, Palagoda and prison COVID clusters has increased to 24,648. Accordingly, the total number of corona patients in the country has increased to 28,203. The ministry said that 7,250 are undergoing treatment at hospitals. 20,804 have completely recovered from the virus. That was the main news story. Watchlight follows.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
We take a look at Watchlight. A webinar on the 2021 budget and construction industry organized by the Ceylon Institute of Builders will be held on the 9th of December from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. President, Ceylon Institute of Builders, Dr. Rohan Karunaratne said they are organizing this webinar to educate those in the field about how the 2021 budget will affect the construction industry. Those who wish to attend the free conference should register via CIOB Sri Lanka 2@gmail.com. CIOB Sri Lanka 2@gmail.com. That was a look at Watchlight. A bulletin of world news will follow. Headlines first. President Macron says France will sell arms to Egypt irrespective of rights. Pope Francis is to make a trip to Iraq in early March. Seeking end to 5G ban, Huawei says it is ready to accept terms Sweden may set. French President Emmanuel Macron said today he would not condition the sale of weapons to Egypt on human rights because he did not want to weaken Cairo's ability to counter terrorism in the region, a comment likely to draw the ire of critics. Both states, which share concerns about instability across the Sahel, threats about jihadist groups in Egypt and the political vacuum in Libya, have cultivated closer economic and military ties during President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's rise to power. Pope Francis will make the first visit by a pope to Iraq next March, the Vatican said today, a risky 4-day trip that has eluded his predecessors. Spokesman Matteo Bruni said Francis, who turns 84 next week, will visit the capital Baghdad as well as a city linked to the Old Testament figure of Abraham, and Erbil, Mosul and Karakosh in the plain of Nineveh. Bruni said the trip, at the invitation of the Iraqi government and the local Catholic Church, is planned from the 5th to the 8th of March. Huawei is willing to meet any requirement the Swedish government may set on 5G network equipment and take other measures to mitigate concerns, a senior executive said after a ban in the country delayed spectrum auctions. In a surprise move in October, Sweden's telecom regulator PTS banned the use of equipment from China's Huawei and ZTE by telecom operators taking part in the 5G auctions. Huawei won a court injunction and an appeal by PTS is pending. To end this bulletin of world news, the headlines again. President Macron says France will sell arms to Egypt irrespective of rights. Pope Francis is to make a trip to Iraq in early March. Seeking end to 5G ban, Huawei says it is ready to accept terms Sweden may set. That ends this bulletin of world news. Development news is next. The Hambantota International Port has built a new police station with the capacity to house over 40 police personnel within the port premises. The new fully equipped station would replace the small police post that functioned previously in the port. The new facility will allow the officers to widen their reach in policing, especially when port activities are on the rise. That was a look at development news. We take a look at sports news next. The 14th match of the Sri Lanka Premier League was played between the Colombo Kings and the Galle Gladiators in Hambantota today. Batting first, Colombo Kings scored 171 in 20 overs. Galle Gladiators scored 172 in 17.3 overs and won the match by 8 wickets. The 15th match of the Lanka Premier League is now being played in Hambantota between the Dambulla Vikings and the Jaffna Stallions tonight. Batting first, the Dambulla Vikings were 17 for 1 wicket in 3 overs a short while ago. England's tour of South Africa has been abandoned after 2 unnamed members of the touring party returned unconfirmed positive tests for coronavirus. The tourists were tested on Saturday after 2 members of the staff from their hotel returned positive tests. Kenya's Kibiwott Kandi has set a new world record for the half marathon in a race where the top 4 finishers all beat the previous record in Valencia. Kandi took 29 seconds off the mark set by compatriot Geoffrey Kamboro in Copenhagen last year to complete the 13.1 miles in 57 minutes 32 seconds. The 24-year-old won by 5 seconds from Uganda's Jacob Kiklimo. That was sports news, and next is business news. DFCC Bank was recently awarded the number 1 ranking for best service by the acclaimed 2020 Euro Money Cash Management Non-Financial Institution Survey. The award comes as a triumph to DFCC Bank, who participated in the Euro Money Cash Management Survey for the very first time this year. DFCC has also been ranked 2nd position in the market leader ranking category under the Euro Money Cash Management Survey 2020. That was business news. Economic news follows.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Well, after a quick breath, the economic news. Sri Lanka's stocks closed 1.19% higher today. Colombo's all-share price index gained 1.19% or 76.20 points to close at 6,473.76. The S&P SL20 index of more liquid stocks gained 1.89% or 48.01 points to 2,582.75. The market turnover was 3.3 billion rupees, with 133 stocks gaining and 76 falling. That was economic news. Finally, look at the weather reports.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, the weather report. The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur in the eastern province and in the Jaffna, Mullaitivu and Polonnaruwa districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places elsewhere in the afternoon. That was a look at the weather report. To end tonight's news broadcast, we take a look at the headlines again. The Thambapavani Wind Power Plant Complex in Mannar will be open tomorrow under the patronage of the Prime Minister. The expenditure accounts of the Ministry of Environment and the State Ministry of Forest Resources passed in Parliament. The Indian High Commissioner and the Sri Lankan Minister agree that enhanced cooperation between Sri Lanka and India is crucial for addressing challenges. State Minister Tharaka Balasurya says enhancing cooperation with the European Union is a priority of the government. News from overseas. President Macron says France will sell arms to Egypt irrespective of rights. And in sports news, Galle Gladiators win the Lanka Premier League match against the Colombo Kings by 8 wickets. That ends this news broadcast.